Hey, check this out. New video flying over the port town of Falmouth, Jamaica, on the northern coast here, showing widespread severity of the destruction. In addition to the powerful winds of Hurricane Melissa, flooding also badly damaged this low-lying area on the northwest coastline. Now, the government is working to restore power and communications as quickly as they can, particularly at the hospital there in Falmouth.
Hurricane Melissa dealt Jamaica a devastating blow. Melissa's tied as the strongest Atlantic hurricane ever at landfall with 185-mile-per-hour winds.
Yeah, and it could even be higher, and we'll find out in the next several months as well. But right now, it's going to take years for Jamaica to recover, and they will need a lot of help. Joining us now to talk about that is Dr. Stephen Flynn, the founding director of the Global Resilience Institute at Northeastern University. Thanks for being with us this morning. Now, you've said that the devastation and the long recovery ahead for Jamaica could be similar to what happened in Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria hit back in 2017. So how so?
Yeah, not only do you have the kind of devastation that you're seeing in some of the footage that came out of Jamaica, that was similar in Puerto Rico, but the same challenge of recovery. All the key lifeline infrastructure, as we call it, systems failed concurrently in Maria, and that's what's also happened in a big part of the western part of Jamaica. The roads are down, the power is down, the internet's down, and when all those things fail at the same time, you need one to start the other, and so it takes a long time to get everything back up and running.
And Dr. Flynn, tourism is a huge part of Jamaica's economy. Considering that, how difficult could the recovery be if they can't draw in tourists to the small island nation ravaged by one of the strongest hurricanes ever?
Yeah, it's a beautiful island, but you can see many of the impacts were like total foliage of the trees, the devastating destruction of so many of the buildings. Some of the resorts will probably come back pretty quickly, but the size of tourism for the Jamaican economy is a little over a third, and almost a third of the people, Jamaicans, work in the tourism industry. So you can imagine, people aren't going to go to jump right back in to get there for a while. Losing a third of your economy is a huge challenge to overcome.
Yeah, that's a big blow to the economy there for sure. But one bright spot for Jamaica is the country actually has an insurance policy that it took out on itself, and it's about to pay out. So how does that work, and how much money will actually Jamaica receive from that insurance policy?
Yeah, this is really something that's starting to happen in many of the disaster-prone areas of the world. It's something called a catastrophe bond, and it's built off of something called a parametric trigger. What it is if you have an event of a certain size, the insurance pays out automatically. A big part of effective recovery is planning for that recovery and having some of the funding to get that plans underway. And so the Jamaican government did that. They'll get about $150 million because of the intensity of this storm. So again, the way it works is that if a hurricane hits with a certain force in a certain place, the insurance pays out immediately. For those of us who may have had to do an auto claim or a property claim, you have to wait for an adjuster to come by. What's special about this particular insurance is that it pays out immediately if the event happens. So those resources get to the government so they can start to use them to get food and supplies, open the roads, get the hospitals, field hospitals, and so forth back up and running.
And so, of course, that is insurance that the government has taken out. What about private, personal insurance for Jamaicans themselves? Is that widespread there in Jamaica? Do many people have insurance?
This is what's really worrisome. You see some people have lost everything. They've lost all their homes, all their property, livestock for the farmers and so forth. It's all gone. Only 20% of Jamaicans have insurance, and most of them are the people who are a little more well off. So the people who are most vulnerable, most in need, they have nothing. They have no insurance. They're going to be in pretty desperate circumstances.
And Dr. Flynn, we have about 30 seconds left. I know when Gilbert hit back in '88, it was roughly $700 million in damage. Do you have any estimate of what the damage could be today and because of Melissa?
Yeah, it's probably going to be north of 2 to 3 billion. It could be as much as 8 billion when they finally get it done. I mean, this was a truly devastating hurricane. Loss of roads, so much damage of structures, schools, hospitals. I hope people open up their hearts and their wallets and help out.
Yeah. Of course, spreading the word is going to help with that. Dr. Stephen Flynn with Northeastern University, thanks so much for taking some time to talk to us.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people want to know how to help. I have good friends from Jamaica. I think the best thing to do is, hey, maybe Thanksgiving, maybe Christmas, New Year's, plan a trip to Jamaica. That's the best way to stimulate that economy.
Yeah.